Good morning. It's New Year's Eve. How many of you thought we would never get to New Year's Eve this year? 2020 has been a different year, especially if you lived here in Nashville. Back in the early part of the year, we had the tornadoes that came through downtown. Then we were shut down with this virus and pandemic, a virus that we're still dealing with today. And then everybody knows what happened Christmas morning downtown in Nashville, where City Block was destroyed. 2020's been a different year. But what about 2021 or 2025 or 2030 or 35? You know, when you're as old as I am, 2035 is about as far out as we even have to think about. But I like to dwell on today. 2020, as strange a year as it was, the Lord still found ways to bless my life and bless it in a major way. I like to think about today and count my blessings today. January 1st is a time where people think about New Year's resolutions. Back when I was working at Christie Cookie about 8 years ago, one of our sales reps, Marcia Harvey, who works the Nashville area, gave me a book for Christmas. The book was written by Jimmy Houston. Jimmy Houston is a professional bass fisherman, has some television shows or had some TV shows, and he's a man of faith. Marcia gave me that book because she knows that I love to fish, and she knows that I have a strong faith. Over the past 8 years, I have picked that book up several times just to see what Jimmy's writing. He had a story at the beginning of that book that talks about on January the 1st, about 35 years before he wrote the book, which would put it about 43 years away now. He said he wanted to establish a new tradition for himself. And that tradition was that he was going to read the Bible through completely in a year. At the time that he wrote that book, he said that he had read the Bible through over 30 times since he made that tradition. Today, I would assume it's closer to 40 times. That's quite an accomplishment. Many of you may remember me talking about my grandfather that had written in the front of his Bible all the dates that he had finished reading it. That's a great thing. That's a good accomplishment. This morning, I want to read to you from Genesis chapter 1, very beginning of the Bible, just a few verses. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty, and darkness was over the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God hovered over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and morning the first day. You know, we can look at that and say things have really changed from that first day. The issues that I face today are different from the issues that my father's generation faced or my grandfather's generation faced. And they certainly appear to be different from what the early church faced and the Israelites faced as they went through the wilderness. But you know, one thing stays true. In Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, Paul writes to us that Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. This year, let's trust the Lord. Let's put our faith and our trust in Jesus Christ. Be safe. Stay well out there.